Please unmute him. Councillor Mngwengwe, you are unmuted. You have disappeared. Councillors, is the recommendation on page 19, 1.3 agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you. City Manager.
Item number 1.4, proposed deproclamation and sale of proposed portion A to G of F number 789 Tongat by private treaty to the adjoining property owners. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much. Councillor Mkhize, you are the speaker. Councillor Mngwengwe, you are the second speaker. Sfiso.
Sabonga somlomo. Sibongela umphakathi wasoThongathi ukuthi usuzohlala kahle manje. Ungaphazamisiwe isimo sokuthi bahlele emhlabeni kamasipala sebezothola ithuba manje lokuthi umhlaba wabo bawu-own. Siyabonga, support item chair.
Thank you. Councillor Mngwengwe. Mngwengwe usenyamalele. Councillors, is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you.
Agreed.
City Manager.
Item number 1.5, request for approval to host hostel Indaba. Committee recommends.
Very much, Mr. Mpele, Councillor MS Kwala, Councillor Kunju, Councillor Mngwengwe, and Councillor Mkhize. In that order, Councillor Kwala, you are the first speaker.
Angibonga somlomo. Mhlawumbe umuntu angabonga wena kakhulu kulolu hlelo. Ngoba kwesinye isikhathi uNkulunkulu ke ekhulume nomuntu. Kodwa ngiyazi manje ozokhuluma uzothi uANC this ANC that. Thina ke njenga-IFP ake sibonge kuwena nje somlomo ukuthi ukube wakwaba yimeya. Shuthi ngabe liyabhubha impela ibizolunga lento yasemahostela ngoba you initiated ukuthi asibe nayo le but mayisihlelwe kanjena ke futhi kisinhle kakhulu. Amandla omuntu ke thina la kwa-IFP asiwadli somlomo sithi nje bhodla nkomo ayihlale lelo khuzana. Kodwa bese siyibheka ke ingqinamba engaba khona. Ngoba ngicathi wona wawuyenza njengosomlomo one concern. Ngiyazi ke manje kuyangenwa ilaba abanonyawo olunodaka bakwenu. Ngicabanga ukuthi yobe siyonakeleke ngoba we don't have to politicize such program. The program must be balanced to communities, specifically abahlala emahostela. As we all know what we have 10 hostels aseThekwini. Asinike inkinga ngokwefanayo. Sibe nenkinga nje yaseGlibhu njengamanje sinenkinga yakwaMashu. Engicabanga ukuthi mhlambe le hostel Indaba will try engage all stakeholders ukuthi sibe namahostela aphephile namukelekile. Kodwa ke isandla sedlula ikhanda kuwe somlomo. Yikho ngithi ukube waba yimeya. Ndoda yamadoda siyabonga.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kwala. Kunju, Councillor Kunju. Councillor Kunju, please raise your hand so unmute ngapha. Councillor Kunju. Asibonakali ngapha isandla, Councillor Kunju. Councillor Mngwengwe, are you ready? Please raise your hand and unmute yourself.
Sibonge somlomo. Sifisa kwamukela umbiko supporta ngokufanayo ukuba kube khona lokuxoxisana kwabahlali basehostel. Esithembayo ukuthi ingqinamba abahlala ngaphansi kwazo ezizaziyo nesingazaziyo zizokwenza kube nomthelela ukube khona ukuthula nokuhlalisana kubantu abahlala kulezi indawo kuphinde futhi kwenze abantu abahlala kulezi zindawo bayihloniphe nengqalazinda kahulumeni, bayithathe njengeyabo, bayihloniphe njengeyabo, kube khona lokho kubambisana. Sithi-ke lo mbiko siyawemukela, engazi ukuthi naleya hlala umhlangano ingahamba ngendlela efanelekile. Siyabonga.
Siyabonga, Councillor. Councillor Mkhize.
No, thank you, Speaker. Speaker, can we please see if we can get the
No.
translation?
This is Councillor S. Mkhize from ANC.
No, Speaker, I'm raising on the translation, please, as the previous speaker was speaking on a different language.
No. But you can't just come on kanjalo Mkhize. La
Oh,
ngibize ama-speakers kwi-item.
okay.
Manje
My
wena
apologies,
kahle
Speaker.
ke
My
Mkhize,
apologies. My
manje
apologies.
ngoba wena uMkhize, uma sengithi Mkhize usuyangena, kanti wena ungeni kwi-item ungene ngenye imetha.
My apologies, Speaker.
Bengamele ungirobhe ngesibongo. Yabona wena Councillor.
Siphethe, Speaker.
Abantu bakakabazela. Councillor Mkhize.
Siyabonga Somlomo ukuthi ube ngakamkhize namhlanje. Chair. Sumbutho ka-ANC, would like to welcome the item. This is an engagement that has been going on, initiated by you as a Speaker of Council. And then, so siyabonga kakhulu Sumbutho ka-ANC. ANC is worried about the conditions abantu abahlala kuwona emahostela. And then, so this is the first step that we are trying to initiate to address izimo zasehostela. Ngaba ukuthi ama-services esiwalethe emahostela like electricity, water, refuse removal. I think Somlomo leli thuba leli abahlali basehostela kuzofanele balisebenzise ngendlela ephusile ukuze bakwazi ukuthi baphume ezinkingeni ababhekene nazo. Kumanje silindele ukuthi kufanele ngabe bakhokha irent, izona zonke izinto efanele ngabe siyayixoxa leyo, because sithole ukuthi indlela esiqoqa ngayo imali ehostela ayikho right, kanti nama-services ethu mhlawumbe ngenzeka ukuthi awanele. So siyenzele initiative ukuthi abeze sizohlala phansi sikwazi usixoxe silungise sibone ukuthi indlela yaphambili sibambisene nohulumeni kanye ne-office lakho Somlomo lingaba kanjani. Siyabonga.
Thank you. Councillors, is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Yeah, thank you. Let me address the issue raised by the whip of DA. We do have a service of the translation in this visual meeting, but the only difficulty that we have is that it cannot be simultaneously. It means we can't translate while the speaker is speaking, so for all councillors to hear. Now it means we have to allow a speaker to use his or her language of a choice or his choice, then request the service of the translation after the speaker. That is the difficulty we have in this meeting, because we do not have a facility at this point in time where translation can be done simultaneously. That's why you hear that we can't provide that service while the speaker is on the floor. But what we'll try to do moving forward, we will activate our translation team if maybe we see that there are other councillors who are communicating with a language which might make the majority of, or some of councillors, not to follow the proceeding properly. Thank you very much, councillors. Thank you, Councillor Mkhize, whip of DA, to bring that to my attention. Over to you, City Manager.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Item number 1.6, authority to issue MOVO cards to the public at no cost for a limited period due to the mandatory requirement to replace the expired cards. Committee recommends.
Yeah, thank you very much, City Manager. Councillor Mchunu, NP Mchunu, Councillor S. Kumete, and Councillor Mgwengwe. Those are the speakers in my list. Councillor NP Mchunu, you are recognized. Please raise your hand. We'll unmute the site and then you unmute yourself and address council. Thank you. Councillor Mchunu, we are looking for a hand at this side so that we unmute you. Yes, Councillor Mchunu, you are now unmuted. Please unmute yourself and address council. Councillor Mchunu? Yes, Councillor Mchunu, you have been unmuted. Please unmute yourself. I don't want to move to the second speaker, Councillor Mchunu, while I can see that you have raised your hand.
Hello?
Yes.
Angisazi.
Uyazwakala, Councillor Mchunu.
Hello?
Uyazwakala, Councillor.
Hello? Yes.
Councillor Mchunu.
Angisazwakala futhi.
Councillor
Okay,
Mchunu.
I'm sorry.
Councillor Mchunu.
Sawubona speaker.
Uyangizwa ngithi?
Angizwakala again.
No, siyakuzwa thina, Councillor Mchunu.
Ifoni. Okay, speaker. Yes. Ngiyakuzwa. Okay, look back. Speaker. Ngeke siyasupporta kakhulu lo daba lo replace ama cards kamuvo. Siyancoma kakhulu okwenziwa umkhandlu. However, kunezinto esingaboni ukuthi ngifike kanjani kuzona, like this 1 million. If ungenza ama calculation la, ukureplace i-card it's 20 rands, and ama card enifuna ukwa replace nithe approximately 22,000 cards. Lokho kusinikeza u440,000. But la imali eni requestile it's 1 million. Mhlambe if usingacela ukuthi lo daba sithole i-referral back to the committee, mhlambe kulungiseke kule ngxenye yezimali. Siyabonga kakhulu.
Thank you, Councillor Kumete.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker.
Yeah, thank you, Councillor. Maybe before Councillor Kumete address us, because there's a proposal to refer this item back, I just want to check to Council whether is the proposal supported.
Yes, supported.
Yes.
No.
Supported.
Is supported and is not supported. Okay.
Support.
Okay, it means we have to divide the house so that we get an indication of whether the item is supported, the proposal to refer it back is supported or not.
Sorry, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you.
Sorry, Speaker.
Yes, you are recognized, Councillor Nkosi.
Yeah, no, thank you. Maybe before you proceed, I'm not trying to disturb you. Maybe it would be prudent if we can maybe get a clarity on what is happening, because some of those who are saying it must be deferred, maybe they've got that particular reason, and also the other one. So if you maybe clarify, officials clarify that particular area concern, I think maybe there would be no need for you to divide the house. Thank you.
I hear you, Councillor Nkosi, and you are trying to assist me to move with speed. The problem that I have, rules does not allow me to allow officials to respond on issues of council and provide clarities. The only way we have when we have such proposal is what I'm trying to do, because there's no official that I can allow now to speak on this item in council meeting because rules does not allow that. Yeah, councillors, let's have the screen, please. We are now voting on whether the proposal by Councillor Mchunu to refer back this item on page 24, item number 6, is supported or not. Let me check. The ANC, are you in support or against or abstaining? ANC? DA?
Against
Support.
Now, there are two responses I'm getting from the ANC. Let me get one answer. I will ask again. No. Don't talk to yourself.
Honorable Speaker,
Yes, Councillor
the
Mandlala.
ANC is against the reference back. Thank you.
ANC is against, thank you. DA? DA?
We support the reference back, Chairperson.
Thank you. EFF?
We support Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you. IFP?
Support the reference back.
Action SA?
We support.
APC? APC?
PC against Speaker.
ACC?
Support, Somlomo.
ACTP? I can't hear ACTP.
Support the reference back.
AIC? AIC?
What?
Against.
AIC against? DLC?
Support the reference back.
ATTAC?
There's no harm in referring this back. We support the reference back.
Thank you. APF?
APF is against.
Thank you. HCM? HCM?
Support.
Al-Chama? Al-Chama, they are on leave, they're not here. JEP?
Support.
Please, councillors, raise your voices so that we can record here. JEP? JEP? No response now. KZNI?
President, I will support the reference back.
MF? MF?
Speaker,
MF?
Speaker.
Yes?
My apologies to disturb you. I had a connection problem. It's JP here. JSP is against.
Thank you. JP against. Mosa?
Against.
NFP? NFP? PFP?
EFP against.
PRM? PRM? TA?
TA is against.
IM? Freedom Front?
We support.
Right. Was not voted. UIM?
UIM support.
Who else? MF?
Against.
Against? Bakwana Masel? NFP? NFP? PRM?
Support.
Who's that? Who's that? It's PRM or NFP?
PRM.
PRM, NFP? No response. NFP? For the last time, NFP, we can see you are here. It's only NFP who've not voted. Okay, thank you, Secretariat. Let's add the numbers.
Liyashona ilanga. Akubala ukuqeda.
Thank you very much, councillors.
Indaba engafakwanga
We-
ikhona. PRM ikhona nje.
We have now added the numbers. Those who are in support of the reference back is 100. Those who are against is 97. There were no abstentions. In other words, on page 24, item 1.6, Speaker Eskumete and Speaker Bimgwengwe, they won't speak on the item because the item is now being referred back to the committee. That is the decision of the majority. Thank you very much, Councillor. This item will be referred back to the committee.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Item number 1.7, reprioritization of flood relief budget to accommodate additional urgent repairs on the R102 road and a culvert in Road A425. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mpele. Councillor Z Kuzwayo, you are the first speaker. Councillor Kumete, Councillor Mkize and Mgwengwe, in that order. Councillor Kuzwayo. Councillor Kuza, please raise your hand so that you are unmuted. This side will then unmute you. Councillor Kuzwai?
Let me check on him, Speaker.
Please. Raise your hand, Councillor Kuzwayo will unmute you. Uzukwazi ukukhuluma. Let's move to Councillor Kumete. We'll come back to Councillor Kuzwayo as soon as you are unmuted. Councillor Kumete.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, the ACTP will always ensure that the priorities of our people are at the forefront of our purpose. It is concerning to the ACTP that flood victims are being pushed out of municipal facilities and left without any solution or promises resolved. Wesley, we note this report and the important to the repairing the roads. We cannot forget the human element and why we have fought for democracy. The people suffering during the apartheid, and they must not suffer now. The ACTP call on the leadership to prioritize the issues of the people that have been negatively impacted through the floods. Their try must become our responsibility as we build a better future for all. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kumete. Councillor Mkize.
Thank you very much, Somlomo. We support, as the ANC, we support the item. We believe that this item is also assisted to keep Toyota and other big companies at the South Base, which are affected by Umlazi Canal, to remain in Durban. The number of people that are employed, they are counted in thousands by these companies. So we cannot afford as a municipality not actually to build this road. And then, so we thank you, Speaker. We support the item.
Very much. Thank you very much, Kawazela. Councillor Mgwengwe. Councillor Mgwengwe.
Covered Somlomo.
Thank you. Councillors, is the recommendation agreed?
Sorry, Speaker.
What's that?
Councillor Mkize on Councillor Kuzwayo. Yeah, no, he indicated that his hand was up. It's just that it was not recognized by the team.
Okay, that's fine. Councillor Kuzwayo, please raise your hand. But your hand is not up in the system here. We are watching the screen. Councillor Kuzwayo, you must raise your hand so that we are unmuted. Yeah. Thank you very much, Councillor Kuzwayo. You can unmute yourself and speak.
No, ngiyabonga speaker. Angibingelele speaker kuwena.
Ngibingelele kuyo yonke leadership amakhosi asendlunkulu amele inkosi uMisizulu abheke uZulu kaSolomon kaSiphili kaMpande kasenza ngakhona. Mr Speaker, i-item sayisupporta but bengifisa ukuproposa i-amendment kwi-item. I just posted the amendment engifuna ukuyipropose kwi-chat group. Speaker, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. We have sent it to who?
No, I said I just put it on a chat group.
Yeah, but we are looking at the chat group here. There's no proposal here. Secretariat, can you please confirm? Do you get something? Yeah, we've just received it now.
I'm not too sure, Speaker, whether you.
Yes, we've just received it now.
Okay. Can I read the amendment, Speaker?
We've got the amendment here. There's no problem. You can read it. It's just because I don't have a laptop here. I'm relying on the colleagues here to show me what is appearing in the chat group. You can read the proposed amendment, Councillor Kuzwa.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to propose this amendment on this item because it was verbally indicated at the committee, both at the committee and ESCO, that the DOT will refund the monies to be advanced by eThekwini Municipal Council toward the R102 main road that was damaged in April floods for the amount of 32 million. And in this indication, it shows that the DOT is going to be contributing 15 million, or they already committed to 15 million. So our proposal is that we recommend that the Department of Transport will refund the shortfall of 17 million in the next financial year budget for 2023-2024 financial year. I'm not too sure if I need to speak now on the amendment or after you speak.
Councillors, I need to, before you speak on the amendment, Councillor Kuzwa, I need to get an indication from Council whether the proposed amendment is being supported or not. May I have an indication, Councillors, is the proposal as read by Councillor Kuzwa on this item supported? 1.7, page 25.
Sorry, Mr. Speaker, can you read it again?
Okay, thank you. There's a request, Councillor Kuzwa, to read the proposed amendment again. Please try to be slowly so that everyone will understand. Again.
Okay. The background, Mr. Speaker, was that in board committee and ESCO, it was clarified that the DOT will refund the money to eThekwini Municipality Council that we're going to be putting at R102 main road. The cost to repair that road is 32 million, and the DOT has committed to put 15 million. So our proposal is that the Department of Transport, in one of the in the committee recommendations, that we have this line that the Department of Transport will refund the shortfall of 17 million in the next financial year
very much, Councillor Kozwa. I think now, councillors, we have all, you all understand the proposed amendment. You will be able to speak. I can see there are two hands. There's a hand from Councillor, I think this is Ngwengwe and Zamani. Oh, okay. Councillor Ngwengwe, your hand is up. Please, Secretariat, unmute Councillor Ngwengwe. Then Ngwengwe will speak, then Councillor Madlala as well.
No, Speaker, it might sound positive what is being proposed by Councillor Kuzwayo, but the challenge before we speak of the amount of money that needs to be paid by to be refunded by the province, we must firstly understand the MOU that is being signed by eThekwini municipality and the province, because what is proposing might be contained in that MOU. I think Councillor Kuzwayo, maybe he has to revisit the MOU as it was presented to the committee, and I think it will help us moving forward with his amendment, because as it now, you cannot come like ignore the MOU and come up with such a proposal. I thank you, Chair.
Thanks, Councillor Mgwengwe. I thought in your submission, Mgwengwe, you will respond to my question whether the proposed amendment is being supported or not. I didn't get that. That is the answer I'm expecting, councillors, before I allow Councillor Kuzwa to speak at length on the item if the proposal is being supported. Currently, we are checking whether what is bringing in the attention of council is being supported or not before I hear your views. That's what I'm expecting, councillors. Can I get an indication whether the proposal is supported or not? Do we have anyone?
Speaker?
Yes, who's that?
It's Kuzwa again. Speaker, I think...
No, Kuzwa, no. Keep quiet, Kuzwa. Can I get an indication whether the proposal is supported or not?
Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
It's Councillor Madlala here.
Councillor Madlala?
Yes. I wanted to, as I raised my hand earlier, Honorable Speaker, I wanted, before you proceed with your processes, I wanted to request that we get a legal opinion on whether or not this meeting has the powers to commit another level, another sphere of government into future actions. Because what is being proposed in Councillor Kuzwayo's amendment is that we resolve in this meeting that another sphere of government is going to do 1, 2, 3. Do we have those powers as this meeting to commit another sphere of government? That is what I want, so that we don't debate a point that is legally out of order. That is what I wanted to check before we proceed.
Yeah, I think your question, Councillor Madlala, is fair and relevant because the proposals speak about this provincial sphere. Legal, can you have a comment, please?
Thank you, Speaker. The answer is a short no. This council does not have power to take a resolution that can impose financial obligations on another organ of state. But the issue that that covers the proposed amendment is it's the provisions of the MFMA, because they deal with what needs to be done as far as the debt owing to the municipality is concerned. So if there is a debt that the provincial government has, towards this municipality. When we take action to recover that debt, it could never be on the basis of a council resolution, but rather it would be on the basis that in terms of the law, we are obliged by the MFMA to do so. Thank you.
In other words, Babu Mhlongo, council cannot entertain the proposal as it is currently because it seeks to commit another sphere of government. That is the direction you are giving us. Head legal.
Babu Speaker, that could be the decision of Nina as councillors. I can't take a decision for you. But all I'm saying is if such a decision is taken, it's not capable of being enforced because you can't impose, if I take a decision and impose a financial obligation and direct it to factor a certain amount in its financial year budget. And secondly, I'm trying to say it's also redundant because even if we do end up in a space where we have to take legal steps to recover, we cannot do so on the basis of a council resolution. We can do so on the basis of the powers that direct us to do so that are in the MFMA. Thank you.
Speaker.
Thank you very much. What was that?
Speaker Kuzwa, I just wanted to give a clarity of where we're coming from because what was raised by Councillor Madlala and Councillor Mgwengwe, we are in line in what they're saying. What we are raising is a very same common thing that they are saying. When Councillor Mgwengwe was referring to MOU, when we asked that at the committee speaker, the MOU was not tabled to us. Even at ESCO was not tabled to us. Hence, I was saying we're raising this for us as council. When we're taking a resolution, we are confident that the money that was verbally stated that it will be refunded to the municipality. Then it done so. We're trying to cover our backs with that amendment. Hence, we don't have an MOU. None of the councillors here can raise their hand and say the MOU was presented in a committee or in ESCO. Hence, I was raising this amendment. It's unfortunate that procedurally you put the amendment before you speak on it because you just table something, then the rest of the colleagues don't know where you're coming from. Then it's voted for, then before you speak on it. That's why I was asking if I can speak on it, then most of the colleagues, especially HS&I colleagues, will have a common understanding where we're coming from. Because verbally it was said at the committee.
Thank you. I've already given you sufficient time to speak on your proposal. Without council voting, as if you have said that it is unfortunate, but already we had a chance to speak on it. But we're being guided here that as council we can't take a decision that bind or commit another sphere of government because that decision is not enforceable. Therefore, it will be a waste of time for us to deliberate on an amendment as it appears currently, Councillor Kuzwa, because it want to us to take a decision and commit another sphere of government. Therefore, I will therefore rule that council don't accept or we don't even vote on the proposed amendment as it appears because it's going to cause a lot of problems legally speaking and also is not enforceable. Therefore, Councillor Kuzwayo, without taking your proposal to votes based on the guide and the legal advice that I have received with the Speaker, your proposed amendment does not fall or is not in line
Naval Police will
with
give you the
the
case number and then they'll have a PM number.
Sorry, Speaker, how can you rule without knowing
No,
what is on the
no,
MOU?
no,
Maybe the Speaker, you can guide us
Yes,
on that.
Councillor Mohammed, you have opened your mic. You are speaking while you are speaking. Please mute your mic. Therefore, Councillor Kuzwayo, your amendment won't be accepted based on the guidance and the legal opinion we have received from the legal. I therefore rule. Thank you very much. The next speaker was Councillor, I think it was Councillor Mgwengwe. Then we close. Yeah, or they've all spoken. They've all spoken. Thank you, councillors. Page 25, item 1.7. Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed. Agreed.
Agreed.
Thank you, City Manager.
Thank you, Speaker.
My hands up, Somlomo.
Item number 1.7.
Let me take some hand.
Somlomo.
There's a hand. Who's that?
Councillor Ukwala, Somlomo.
Yes, Bob Kwal.
Nginesicelo Somlomo.
Yes.
When we request a legal opinion as councillors, I'm not sure whether I'm correct, but it mustn't be like a point of view from the legal. It must be a legislative that a legal opinion may quote. Because if I say like it's a big no, because I'm a legal representative, so to me it doesn't make sense. Because when we seek for clarity or advice from legal, we don't asking for what's the point of view from legal. We ask for a legal opinion. In the near future, and so long after illegal opinion, light kanti we need to be legislative. Ngoba sisemkhandlweni ngiyabonga Somlo.
Yeah, thank you very much, Councillor Ukwala, for raising that concern. But Mr. Mhlongo, sitting here in front, is sitting in his official as a head of legal, as a qualified lawyer. Now he's expected to execute his duties according to the rules, not on council, but is being guided as well by the body that he affiliates as an attorney or a lawyer. Because if whoever here want to challenge him on the advices or opinion that he expressed, he can be taken to task at another level. I don't see him taking a risk of sitting here and mislead council and mislead the public. Therefore, sitting here, I still have confidence in him, all the guidance, the legal opinion that he gives councils. For me to guide council accordingly, I still have full confidence in our head legal, Mr. Mhlongo. Thank you very much, Councillor Kwala.
Speaker, Councillor Mthetho.
Item number 1.8, request
Speaker.
for.
I'm not checking.
Speaker.
I'm not checking any more hands now on the item, City Manager.
No, Speaker, to be fair to council.
No, you are not recognized by Umthetho. You are not recognized. City Manager?
No, but Speaker, how can we vote on an item having not had sight of the MOU?
There's no voting here. There's no voting.
But have you seen the MOU yourself, Speaker?
No, the item already has been supported by council. We are moving now to the next item. Unfortunately, Babu Mthetho, we're done now with the item. Babu Kwala was raising a point that I felt that I need to respond. I was not opening the item for discussion. We have now concluded on item 1.7, pen 25. Council has supported the
How can we
item.
commit council to an MOU that we have not seen as councillors?
City Manager, please
How can
proceed.
we do that?
City Manager, proceed.
Thank you very much, Speaker.
On that
Item
note,
number
in our
1.8,
attention
request
to
for
the
authority
project,
to
of the
transfer
1,000
funds
to something
to
worth for
various water capital projects for the 2023-2024 outer financial years. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much, City Manager. Councillor Begde, you are the Speaker. Councillor Ben, then Councillor Isop, Councillor Mkize, it's Councillor M. Mkize and Councillor S. Mkize. Councillor Begde, you are the first speaker. Please raise your hand. We'll unmute you this side and you unmute your mic.
Thank you very much, Speaker. In the chat group, you've got a proposal there for amendment to the recommendation. With your indulgence, may I please read the amendment?
On page 27, item 1.8, please, you can read the amendment.
Thank you very much, Speaker. This council proposed amendment to the recommendation regarding the transfer of funds to various water capital projects, item 1.8, page 27 of the agenda. Let the recommendation wording be amended to be substituted by the words unspent funds for the wording savings in the second line of the recommendation. Proposed by myself and seconded by Councillor Byrne.
Thank you very much, councillors. Before I allow Councillor Begde to speak at length on the proposed amendment, I need to get an indication whether the proposed amendment is supported. Any hands?
Speaker, can Councillor Biakte repeat the amendment?
Okay, thank you, Councillor Mandala. Councillor Begde, again, for councillors to understand clearly the proposed amendment. Please read it clearly. Again.
Thank you very much, Speaker. It is in the chat box, but I'll just clarify it. With the recommendation is to change the word savings that is in line 2 of the recommendation that continues on page 28 to the word unspent funds. So instead of it then reading from savings identified in the project, it will read from unspent funds identified in the borders project. So that is in essence what it says. Instead of the word savings, that it be replaced by the word unspent funds.
Yes, yeah. It means the proposed amendment is just to change the words. Instead of using savings, we use unspent funds in the report. That is the proposed.
Correct, yes.
That is the proposed amendment, councillors. Is the proposal supported?
Agree.
Yes, supported, Speaker.
Yes, who's speaking?
Somlomo, Councillor Mkize.
Councillor Mkize?
Somlomo is ANC, we support the proposal.
The proposal is supported. Any objection? Any objection? No objection. Thank you very much. Councillor Begde, you can speak on the item.
Thank you very much, Speaker, and I thank my colleagues for going that way. The reason by being with this one, if you go to the shop and you want to buy a bread and you've got 15 Rand for that, and you come there and you buy the bread, you've spent the money on the bread. If you ever come there and you find that it is on special and you're only paying 14 Rand for the bread, you've got 1 Rand to buy a chappie. So then you've got savings, but we cannot say that we've got savings which we're going to spend on another project if we haven't spent it on the first project. So that's the reason for this amendment, because we tend to use the word savings. It will come in the next item. I'm not speaking on the item, but I'm using it for an example where the stormwater department could show that they had projects, money was allocated, but because they worked smarter, they had savings and they can now allocate it to a different project. In this case, there was no savings. It was that we didn't spend money on one project, so we've got unspent funding, which we are now going to put towards a new project, and all very worthwhile projects. It's just to get that disparity between the wording savings and unspent, so that we not go to the delusion that we've saved. It means we're using something we haven't spent. We'll have to go back to go and spend money again in the next financial year on something that we did not fix because we reprioritized the funding. That's the logic behind it, but I'm glad that everybody saw it, and going forward, that will probably clear what is the disparity between savings and unspent funds. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you. Councillor Penn. Councillor Penn, please unmute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, my colleague has covered it excellently, and I'd like to thank colleagues in the entire council for seeing the wisdom of the amendment and for supporting it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Councillor Penn. Councillor Isop.
Thank you, Speaker. The ACDP welcomes this report, but with some concern in regards to the water sector. It's obvious that at eThekwini there is huge concern regarding water and water challenges. And I think as a municipality, we need to communicate precisely with our residents and let them know whether the water is safe for them to drink, because the recent news has also indicated some challenges as people have been drinking the water. So whilst we welcome this report, we humbly ask that the leadership takes the responsibility to communicate to the residents of eThekwini whether the water is safe for them to drink. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Councillor Isop. Councillor Mkize. I've got two Mkizes here. I've got M and S.
Thanks, Speaker.
Yes.
It's Councillor M.
Yes.
Yeah, but again, lo Councillor M, lo Councillor Mbuyiseni Nkosi, ngcono uCouncillor Nkosi. Khona zobalula ngelanga. Kuyokusiza Speaker. Speaker, we see ANC say supporter kakhulu, especially because if you look at the project that esifisa ukuthi abe nemali in the next financial year, abenga budgetelwe imali 23-24 financial budget. And what we did ukuthi sibheke kulawa amanye ama projects a budgetelwe sase sithatha kancane kona, not necessarily savings nje eqhamuka nomwe. Sibuke I need yale projects yase Adams, then we decided ukuthi kula amanye ama projects esinawo azoqhubeka ngale financial year ka 2023-2024. Sathi ake sihlephule kancane kona sizobuye siqhubeke nokwa budgetela. So ANC sibone kunesidingo esikhulu because Adams isihlupheke kakhulu ngenkinga yamanzi. Ingakho sibone kubalekile ukuthi ibe nayo ibudget kwi next financial year. So say supporta ukuthi ANC. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you, S Mkhize.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, I want to confirm that it's not that we are dumping money for this project. Actually, we took time and planned to solve the situation of Umbumbulu with regard to the water crisis. It's not what the other councillor was saying, that it because we did not plan properly, that is why we are dumping money on this project. We are not doing that. These are savings that we have actually identified on the basis that these monies were not going to be used in this financial year, and then but on the next financial year we'll be able to plan this project. And the Speaker, I want to confirm that all these projects whereby the monies have been taken, we as a committee we've made an assurance that the project are continuing. There's no project that's going to be affected on the basis that the money has been taken from the project. The money was not going to be used in this financial year. That is why we are moving it to this project to assist Abantu Basembumbulu and the surrounding areas ukuthi bathole amanzi. So sibongela kakhulukazi umphakathi wakoMbumbulu kulolu hlelo ekutheni bazokwazi moving forward ukuthi ANC ibalethele amanzi ngendlela efanelekile. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you, councillors. Is the recommendation agreed? Thank you, agreed. City Manager.
Agreed, CAPF, lettermans, agreed.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Item number 1.9, a request for budget reprioritization for coastal and stormwater management department engineering unit for financial year 2022-2023. Committee recommends.
Thank you, City Manager. Councillor T. Kavenda and Councillor Mgwengwe.
Speaker, on a procedural matter?
Yes, Councillor Madlala.
Yes, no, thank you very much, Speaker. My apologies to delay your meeting. I'm just doing this because for the purposes of learning, because we are all on a learning curve. Procedurally, Speaker, if there's an amendment that is being proposed on an item, there are two separate debates. There's a debate that ensues around the amendment being proposed, and that debate must be held and then closed, whether it happens before or after the vote. And then the speakers that were already submitted there to speak on the substantive matter then should be allowed. But what happened in this instance is that while we were all queuing to debate the amendment, we then allowed those who were noted, who were listed in terms of the procedural matter to speak, and therefore we sort of muddled the two processes into one. So there's no transmesh, Honorable Speaker. It's just that procedurally going forward, so that we all learn how these things should unfold going forward.
Thank you very much, Madlala. You are correct in terms of understanding and interpreting the rules. It's supposed to be like that. Hence, after the proposal by Councillor Bekte was supported, we allowed him to speak on the proposed amendment as guided by the rules. After the council voted in support of the proposed amendment. Now, if maybe there were hands that were lined up to discuss the amendment, unfortunately, I did not see those hands. I have to apologize, Councillor Madlala, because kumele kube njalo vele. But after Councillor Bekte spoke on the matter, then I move with the list of speakers in the substances item, because in front of me there was no indication that there are speakers who want to speak on the amendment. Apologies, Councillor Madlala, for that, but your understanding and your interpretation of the rules is correct. Thank you very much. City Manager.
Thank you, Speaker. We now move to the second.
Sorry, we were in, when Councillor Madlala raised his point, we were in page 29, item 1.9. Councillor T. Kavenda and Councillor Mwengo, they have not spoken on the item before we proceed. Sorry about that, City Manager. T. Kavenda. T. Kavenda. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I just got unmuted now. I have a reference back on item 1.9, Honourable Speaker.
You have a reference back?
Yes, I have a reference back on item 1.9 on page 30 and 31. I propose a reference back amendment.
No. We are discussing point 29, not 30.
No, I'm saying in respect of item 1.9, which is on page 30 and 31.
No. We are in page 29, item 1.9, not 30.
Okay, so I'm referring to item 1.9.
Which page? Which page?
We are seeking.
No. Listen, Councillor Kavenda, don't confuse the meeting. You keep on referring to page 30 and 31. But we are in page 29 now, item 1.9.
Yes, it continues on to page 30 and 31, Honourable Speaker.
Oh.
Item 1.9.
Oh, okay, thanks. You can speak on the proposal.
Yes, okay. So, Mr. Speaker, we note with concern that funding is being secured from 9 wards declared as net savings to fund 6 other wards. Due to the tendered price exceeding the estimated price. Mr. Speaker, it must be noted that from the 9 previous wards, only 1 ward has had its project completed. Whilst we can confirm that from the remaining 8, the projects for Ward 70, which was affected since December 2021, and Ward 23 since April 2022, have still not commenced. Although the tendered value was below the estimated amount, Mr. Speaker, and of late, with so much of disruptions and uncertainty on construction sites, it will be inevitable that we will seek or maybe the same, if not more, funding to complete these projects for the remaining 8 wards. So we therefore appeal to reconsider, as this cannot be considered as a net saving, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, sir.
Can you please summarize your so that councillors can listen properly on what you want us to refer back?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, what we are saying is, we are saying that it's been declared that there's net savings on 9 wards.
Right.
Now, how is it possible that there can be net savings from there? We need some clarity on this, and we want this to go back to committee.
For that clarity.
Yes, the funding cannot be taken from there and put into new projects when the projects on these 9 wards are still not commenced. This is our concern that we have.
Okay, thank you, Councillor. Councillors, there's a proposal to refer this item back to the committee to deal with the clarity Councillor Kavenda is raising. Any support or contrary view for that proposal?
No.
Councillor Madlala?
No, Speaker. The ANC will not support the reference back.
Thank you very much, Councillor Madlala. Is not support. There's no one who's supporting what Councillor Kavenda is.
Speaker, ACC supports the reference back.
Okay, thank you. Let's have the numbers, please. Secretariat. Let's have the screen, please. Councillor Kavenda has explained what he's proposing and why he's raising that argument. Let me get those the indication of those in support, against, and those who abstain. ANC, already we have said that we are against. ANC, ATA, TA.
Support, Speaker.
Thank you. EFF, EFF, IFP.
Honourable Speaker, just give me 1 or 2 seconds. We are caucusing here.
Thank you. Action SA. Action SA. APC. ACC.
ACC supports.
ACC have voted. ACTP.
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 Support, Speaker.
AIC.
AIC.
Speaker, AIC against.
AIC.
Against AIC.
DLC.
DLC is against.
ADEC. ADEC.
ADEC is against. ADEC is against.
APF. APF.
APF is against.
ATM. ATM, JEP,
JEP against.
KZNI,
KZNI against.
MF,
Support.
Mosa,
Bosa is against.
NFP,
NFP against, Speaker.
PFP,
PFP against.
PRM,
Against.
GA,
TA is against.
UMI, UIM,
UIM support.
Freedom Front Plus.
Freedom Front Plus support.
Thank you. Who've not voted? EFF,
APC against.
EFF, IFP,
Speaker,
yes,
APC against.
APC against. Let's go up. EFF, IFP,
IFP against, Mr. Speaker.
INC against. It's only EFF now not voted. Eh?
No, we are not ANC, we are IFP.
No.
The Speaker,
I'm not
You-
saying
you
Action
said-
SA is
you said-
against.
You said ANC.
No. I'm saying it's only EFF that's not voted.
Now, before you said that, you said ANC against.
Speaker, sorry. F against. Honorable Speaker.
EFF,
Against.
EFF against.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
ATM against.
ATM against. Ubani ungavote. So, yeah, thank you very much, councillors. All parties have voted. Let's add the numbers, Secretariat. Now, Belinda, when do we take the break? But
Honorable Speaker.
yes, Councillor Mandala, you want to address?
No. Thank you. Yeah, it was your mic, Chair.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, councillors. Yeah, thank you, councillors. Those who are in support of the referral back is 59. Those who are against is 139. There were no abstentions, therefore the item won't be referred back. Thank you very much. Councillors will then continue with the list of speakers as they appear in our list, councillors. Councillor Mwengo, you were the next speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The ANC want to welcome and support the item presented to us. And Speaker, the DA supported the item in the committee, but today, just because one councillor is being affected by the decision, he felt that like he has to take us back. But Speaker, as the committee, we engage the officials, and the explanation was given, and the reasons are here. And I think it is proper that like when we're in the committees, we ensure that like we get answers, because such we cannot allow a situation after we have been affected by storms that like there will be money that will be taken back just because it cannot be utilized somewhere. In short, as the ANC, we support this reprioritization. Thank you, Somlo.
Yeah, thank you, Councillor Mwenge. Councillors, page 29, item 1.9. Is this recommendation agreed?
Correct.
Thank you, City Manager.
Thank you very much, Speaker. We are on to the second report, the report of Governance and Human Resource Committee for their meeting, which was held on the 12th of the 10th, 2022, 2.1. Request for authority to strengthen security measures in human capital centers of excellence and Sizakala centers. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much, City Manager. Councillor Pillay, you are the first speaker. Councillor Said, we have a minute donated by the PFP, and there is also an additional minute donated by the TA. It means when you speak, Councillor Said, you must know that you have got extra minute, 2 minutes, or minute donated by these two political parties. Then it will be Councillor Nkosi after Councillor Said, then lastly Councillor Madlala. Councillor Pillay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the DLC is concerned and finds it unacceptable for ratepayers to bear the brunt of the weaknesses that exist with the security company and their security guards contracted to the city to protect municipal assets. It is ironic, Mr. Speaker, for the city to spend an additional 6.3 million rands to purchase additional security mechanisms to monitor the security guards guarding our city's assets. The DLC does not see how this huge additional expenditure justifies the motivation, especially when this report speaks of, I quote, reference was also made to the fact that the theft appeared to be an orchestrated syndicate and that the role of security guards in protecting the buildings should be assessed, unquote. The security company contracted to the city must be accountable to the city, Mr. Speaker, in terms of their response time during these robberies and the security guards' whereabouts before and during the theft. Mr. Speaker, the security of municipal assets are very important. This is a very serious matter and needs to be addressed. The DLC will abstain on this matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Pillay. Councillor Said.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, as ACC, we welcome the city's initiative in order to protect infrastructure and do risk assessment. However, our main objection in this matter is the financial implications, which speaks to double dispatching across the board. Ultimately, body panic devices for security guards linked to armed response speaks to exactly the same thing as install alarm systems at all sites linked to armed response. Ultimately, a panic button cannot be costing 1,450 Rand per panic device. The other issue that we see is that there's a citywide security risk assessment that needs to be done at a cost of 1 million Rand. I'm unsure if the city is aware that security companies, when they come out to give you a quotation, provide you with a risk assessment. Ultimately, the companies that we currently have in the employ of the city providing security services should have originally done risk assessments, and we need to keep that as a starting point and a benchmark by which we start our investigations. So therefore, we as ACC recommend that this be referred back to the committee for a full analysis and a proper report to be sent to council so that we can fully analyze and assess exactly what the risk is before we decide to implement any measures moving forward. We can agree, however, that computers should be having cages over them at a cost of 500 Rand. But in terms of having installing tracking devices, to what devices are we installing these tracking devices? at a cost of 2,500 Rand, when in fact you can have your vehicle tracked currently in the private sector at 200 Rand a month. Armed response services in terms of monitoring would be costing the city in terms of 1,450 Rand, whereas in the private sector, the market-related value of it is 550 Rand at the moment. So for me, as the Active Citizens Coalition speaker, we're speaking to this to say that we need to take care of our pennies and let our pounds take care of themselves. We understand that risk assessments need to be done. However, it cannot be done at such exorbitant cost. Our current security protocols need to be reassessed. We need to make sure that proper job descriptions are in place, and security companies need to be held accountable ultimately. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Said. Councillors, there's a proposal before we proceed with the list of our speakers to refer this item back to the committee from Councillor Said ACC. Any seconder to refer back the item?
UIM second.
UIM second. There are no objection.
No.
Chair.
No objection.
Councillor Mandala?
Yes, as the ANC, we cannot afford not to have this item passed, Honorable Speaker, so we must humbly reject the reference back.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me have the screen, Secretariat, before we proceed. Quickly, councillors, please, Secretariat, unmute the mic of whips of parties so that we move with speed in confirming the numbers. Councillors, please unmute yourself. Let's start with the ANC. We are discussing the proposal to refer back this item to the committee. It has been supported, and also there's a counter view. ANC?
Against.
Against. DA?
We'll come back to you, Speaker.
Thank you. EFF? EFF?
Against.
Against. IFP?
Against, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Action SA? Action SA? As I'm councillors, we are moving slowly today because of these proposals. There are too many today, and they're taking much of our time. There's time to move with speed. Action SA? APC?
APC against, Speaker.
ACC?
Support.
ACTP?
Speaker.
ACTP?
Against.
AIC?
Speaker, AIC against.
DLC? We can't hear you, DLC.
DLC supports, Mr. Speaker.
ADEC?
This is grandstanding that wastes the time of council. ADEC is against.
Thank you. We have to vote, Councillor Viss, not commenting before you vote. We are voting. We are not making comments. APF?
I'm wholeheartedly against.
Thank you. HEM?
ATM is against, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Councillors, there are those of you who have opened your mics. You can hear you while you are whispering. Let's continue to respect council meeting. Please mute your mics if you're not recognized. Al-Chamad are not in. JEP? JEP? KZNI?
JEP is against.
Okay, thank you. KZNI? MF?
Against.
JP against.
JP against. MF against. Mosa.
Support.
NFP.
NFP against, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
PFP. PFP.
PFP support.
PRM.
Honorable Speaker, EPRM against.
GA.
GA is in support.
UMI. UIM.
Support.
Thank
UIM
you.
support.
Freedom Front Plus.
Freedom Front Plus support.
Thank you. We have all voted. DA.
Hi, Speaker.
Yes, DA.
DA against.
DA against. Thank you. Who's else? KZNI. KZNI. Abaphenduli. Let's add the number, Secretariat. Councillors, those who are in support of the item being referred back to the committee, the number is 8. Those who are not in support is 189. There were no abstention. Therefore, the item won't be referred back to the committee. We'll continue to deliberate on the item as it appears in the agenda. Thank you very much. We'll continue to take our speakers as they appear in the list. Our next speaker was Councillor Nkosi.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, I think this item it's very crucial to support it, because if we do not, we are going to lose more asset of the municipality. But Honourable Speaker, I don't have a problem to say this, that if we do add the security, there is a need to do that. But my concern is that these security companies, sometimes they don't do justice to us as their client, as a municipality. Maybe it's a high time now that we exercise an option of employing our own security guards into these areas or buildings of the municipality, rather than to pay a fortune of money to the companies and then they exploit our people. Ngiyacabanga nje somlomo ukuthi uma singake siyibukele eduze le ingenza no head ukuthi simhlalise phansi uma kuneyinkinga account ngendlela efanele. In this case, I really doubt that our head of security can able to do properly what you called check up and his team and come back with a report to say, I am satisfied. I therefore propose that in as much as we support the item as IFP, but we need to employ these people to be under us so that it will be easy to monitor them. I thank you, Somlo.
Thank you, Councillor Nkosi. Councillor Madlala.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu Baba Speaker Bodlankom. Let me start by thanking all the councillors who have inputted on this item. Even those who wanted the matter to be referred back, I think it was coming from the right place. However, the information or the background to the issue is that the committee to which the colleagues wanted the matter to be referred to deliberated on the matter and concluded on it. So if it was referred back, it wasn't going to, I don't know what the committee was going to do with it. But going forward, Honorable Speaker, these are the issues. One is that the security companies that are employed to man these areas are employed on the mandate of security management. And therefore, if we need to hold someone accountable, it's through security management that we can do that. So there's no saying that we cannot then ask the head of security management to have a sit down and take us through what are the issues here. That's one. Two, the risk, the issue of the risk assessment is that it's on the basis of your risk assessment that a decision then gets taken on what level of security you need for that installation. Most of these centers had unarmed guards on the basis of the risk assessment that was done. Hence, on the report here, 2.1.3, it says that a citywide security risk assessment be conducted for all Sizakala centers and human capital centers of excellence and libraries, because these places, for just recently, have just become targets of these criminals. And most of these are not even break-ins. They are armed robberies. These people come heavily armed. They overpower the security guards that are there, and then they take whatever they want to take. Now, the risk assessment will then upgrade, that is our hope, will then upgrade the status of these areas so that the kind of security that gets allocated to these areas responds to the kind of risk that is now obtaining on the ground. That is why we are asking for this risk assessment. Thirdly, on the issue of cost. Cost, when you see costs on our reports, it's cost before the proper SCM processes are done. So they are largely estimates. And I take what the colleagues are saying, that we need to appeal to the city manager and his team that some of these costs, they must find ways to ensure that some of these costs are not as they are when finally this report is being implemented. Second last, as a committee, we went on a tour of these Sizakala centers and centers of excellence, and by implication, some libraries and some SASSA offices by implication. And most of the information that we have as a committee is on the basis of our visits there. By the time the matter came to the committee, at least all of the members of the committee had a good understanding of what is happening there. Like, for instance, what is being proposed here, that we need to put up cages for the computers. That is on the basis of the inspection that was done by committee. It was proposed by some members of the committee without talking about their political affiliation, because it's one of the assessments they did. Secondly, is the issue of cameras. We find that in some places there are cameras. You can see when you are looking at the feed, you can see someone coming in, but you cannot identify that person. Therefore, that camera is as good as not being there if it cannot then work on the purposes of identifying a perpetrator. Meaning that you need then to upgrade those cameras so that even when it's dark, because we now have load shedding as a reality, sometimes for extended hours we are in darkness, and therefore those cameras need to be sensitive to that and have capabilities to also see in the dark. Things like that as we move along. So as the ANC, we support the report. We think it's going to go a long way in securing our assets, because eventually if we don't do these things, we will not get insurance for these assets. Or if we do, it will be exorbitant. And therefore we need to show that we have put steps to prevent this from happening, so that we can do our insurance claims and our premiums can remain or be lower than they are. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Councillor Mandlala. You were the last speaker on the item. Councillors, is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you, City Manager.
DLC abstains.
Sorry, we are.
Thank you very much,
Against.
Speaker.
Mr. Speaker.
We are now dealing.
Sorry,
ACC is against
Mr. Speaker,
sorry.
The DLC
Yeah,
abstains.
let me have the screen, please. Let me have the screen. I'm getting an indication that the DLC and some others are against. Let's vote, councillors. Those in support, 4, against, and abstain. ANC,
ANC is for.
DA,
4.
EFF, EFF. It looks like there's a problem with the whip of the EFF. They take time to respond. Please, team, check for me what is happening with the whip of the EFF. IFP,
We support.
Action SA, supporting the church. APC,
APC support.
ACC,
Abstain.
ACTP,
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 Support, Speaker.
AIC,
AIC support, Speaker.
thank you, TLC,
abstain, Mr. Speaker.
ATEC,
ADIC supports, Mr. Speaker.
APF,
Support.
ATM,
ATM support, Speaker.
JEP,
AEP support.
KZNI, MF,
Support.
Musa,
Support.
NFP,
NFP support, Speaker.
PFP,
PFP support.
PRM,
EPRM, Speaker. Sorry for delay and your support about.
TA,
TA is in support.
UMI,
UIM abstain.
UIM, abstain, thank you. Freedom Front,
Abstain.
thank you. Kono vote. EFF, Sireti, Whip, EFF,
Yes, Speaker. So for that, we support.
thank you very much. Let's add the numbers, please.
And heart rate and all of that. He gave you, you told him about you taking the tablets, antibiotics. He said, I don't do it. I might take actually after 6 weeks, not just.
Councillors, those who are in support of the item 192, those who are against is 0, those who abstain 5. Therefore, the item has been supported by the majority. It will therefore carry through. Thank you very much. The item on page 31, 2.1 is supported. City Manager.
Thank you, Speaker. We now go to the direct executive committee reports. The first report is 3.1, Audit Committee Report for the fourth quarter, ended on the 30th of the 6th of 2022. Committee recommends.
Councillors, is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you. City Manager.
Item number 3.2, feedback on implementation of delegated authority pertaining to the appointment of acting city managers. Committee recommends.
Page 36, item 3.2. Is the recommendation agreed?
Noted.
Is for noting, I'm sorry. It's noted, councillors.
Noted.
Thank you. City Manager.
Item number 3.3, request for authority to host the first Energy Transformation Summit in the eThekwini municipal area. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much. Councillor Kuala and Councillor Isop. Councillor Kuala. Councillor Kuala. Yeah, Councillor Kuala. Yes, you can speak now. Yes.
Angibonga somlomo. Noma ngizoke ngikhalaze ke le ka Teams iyasinika inkinga somlomo. Ngoba kuba ngathi ngithule noma nginakile kanti anginakile. Ngilanga ngathi umeya ngixolisa ukhawunda wathi angiyifundi agenda. Ngiyabona nje ukuthi iyasabotasha kakhulu le. Kodwa ukuza la kwi-item as IFP we worry with timelines. Ibaluleke kakhulu le ekhulunywa ngayo summit for energy transformation. Kodwa ke mawuthi by 2030 eThekwini should achieve 40%, then 100% is your achiever by 2050. Iwari ke sinayo as IFP ukuthi vele esumkhandlu sikhulume ngokuthi by 2030 sine vision yokuqeda ngemjondolo, of which we are not towards. So le ama time frames ngempela when we spoke of ama items athinta abantu, i load shedding ibaluleke kakhulu ukuthi silwisane nayo ngalezi indlela. Kodwa uma sizokhuluma sifokise ku unfair to and ku unjustice kubantu okuyibona abasibeke ekhondleni, akukho ngathi but kungabantu. Siyayisupporta ke le ukuthi ayihostwe ihlale, kodwa le nje ukuthi by 2030 hayi asibe nje fair and square, sikhulume ngokuyikhona ngoba sisayokwenza ama host manje. Njengamanje 2022 now uyaphela, it means salelo 8 years. So asikhuluma izinto ngempela efficient, not for record purposes. Kodwa as IFP sayisupporta i-host. Siyabonga.
Councillor Isop.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, the ACDP notes and welcomes this report of the summit in our city. This is truly an opportunity for us to consider a new dawn and a new era where the municipality rids itself of the plague of Eskom. Households are continuing to suffer, but what is worse is businesses are suffering, and this result is less job creation and lower contribution towards our GDP. In as much as we understand that we require large amounts of budget, and this is a long-term goal, we humbly ask that the city will make this a priority to ensure that we will get an independent service provider that will give us power so that we will not continue to suffer, and we can become the leading city in this country to ensure that Eskom will not continue to plague the residents, will not continue to plague the business sector, and we will be able to grow our city, grow our fiscus, and be the best run city in this country. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Councillors, is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you. City Manager.
Item number 3.4, noting of the intention to amend contract 7E 14647H 7A1348 relating to the lease of premises in the Embassy Building and Delta Towers. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much, City Manager. Councillor Nkosi.
Ngiyabonga Somlomo. As I feel we do note the item, but however, we wanted to contribute to say maybe we need to do away with these leases. I joined the council in 2006. There was a good proposal for our council chamber that will have offices and a big office space for parking. Maybe it's better that we need to identify a piece of land and buy and build our own. Because if I may ask one day, how much are we spending to this building that we lease? So we wanted to contribute as IFP to say, let us have our own, so then we save money. Even if we have problems in these buildings, it takes time for them to attend to those problems. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, thank you very much. Councillors, is the recommendation on page 39, 3.4 agreed?
Noted.
Yes, for noting, thank you. City Manager.
Item number 3.5, request for approval to host certificate hand over ceremony for King Misuzulu ka Zwelithini on the 29th of October 2022. Committee recommends.
Thank you, Mr. Mpele, City Manager, Councillor Pega and Councillor BT Biela. Councillor Pega. Please raise your hand so that you'll be unmuted, Councillor Pega. Councillor Biela, Chi Biela. Upegwemton. Councillor Pega, you are now unmuted. Please unmute yourself.
No, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, His Worship the Mayor, Amakosa Ndlunkulu, the councillors, media, and officials. On the 20th, Speaker of October, Action SA delegation led by our President, Ubaba Uhemen Mashaba, Beno Hlaluwechiwe Province, they visited the Royal Palace to honor and recognize the Zulu, the King Misuzulu, Kazwelithini, to show a respect and to receive the blessings. Therefore, Speaker, kungaba yichilo noma ngaba inhlamba ukuthi njenge Action SA sesambile sayofika lapha kwakhangela eRoyal Palace siphikisane ne-coronation yesilo. So Action SA is fully in support because we have received even the blessing from the King. As we all know, we are the new party and we needed his blessings. So we fully support it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Chibiela.
Ambonge Somlomo. IFP ithi lengayizivele ukwenzeka ukunikezela kwesitifiketi kwesilo samabandla sikushayela ihlombe kakhulu ukuthi umasipala weTheku ukwazi ukusingatha lo msebenzi. Besingafisa ke ukuthi uma sekwenziwa lo msebenzi ke kuhlonishwe ubuholi bendabuko. Osopolitiki bengatholi inkundla yethuba labo ukuba beyoziveza kulo mcimbi, kodwa kuhlonishwe ukuthi umkhosi wesizwe lo, umkhosi ofanele ukuqhakambise ubuholi bendabuko. Singekhohlwe usuku olwalunzima kakhulu lapho ababethunyiwe ukuba beyophosa
Hayi
Ba-
nimyuthelana.
babubuyela uvalile pressa lapho uvulekile kuzana i-microphone. Councillor Ubuyela, you've muted yourself. Right. Ungaqhubeka Councillor Ubuyela, ungaqhubeka. Yes, usu-right ke manje, qhubeka.
Akuzwa baba.
Kuyezwakala baba, ungaqhubeka manje.
Ngithi ke singelibale iqhaza elabanjwa undunankulu kaZulu lapho ithunywa ezayithunywa ukuba ziyophosa isikhuni esinomlilo endlunkulu kaZulu wakhuza undunankulu kaZulu wathi hlala phansi wakhuza ephindelela namhlanje usuku lokuphumelela womsebenzi awenzayo ukuhlanganisa indlunkulu ekhomba ukuthi incwadi yefa eyayishiwo uMdlokombane aqinisekisa ukuthi uma ngayo ukuthi ubani ofanele ukuthi abe yinkosi yamaZulu. Sikuthokozela kakhulu ukuthi le mali ezosetshenziswa kulezi inkundla ewu910,348 rands 51 cent ayichithwa nje kodwa kuqhakangiswa ubuzulu bethu. Sithokoza kakhulu somlomo.
Councillors, is the recommendation agreed?
Great.
Thank you, City Manager.
Agreed.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Item number 3.6, request for authority to support and fund the All Africa Karate Championship scheduled to take place from the 29th of November to the 5th of December 2022 at Inkosi Albert Luthuli International Convention Center. Committee recommends.
Yeah, thank you, City Manager. Councillor Nxumalo, Councillor Ismail with the additional minute donated by PFP and also minute donated by the TA to Councillor Ismail of the ACC. Then the last speaker will be Councillor Mngadi from DA. Councillor Nxumalo. Phakamisa isandla sizovula i-microphone ngapha. Asibe sithatha Councillor Ismail while we are trying to sort Councillor Nxumalo.
Thank you, Speaker, Honourable Speaker. Thank you to the TA for sponsoring the extra minute. The hosting of the All Africa Karate Championships is a fantastic initiative. We need to see more of such events taking place in the beautiful city of Durban. The ACC indeed supports these championships. However, this event raises questions about safety, security, and the general look and feel of Durban. While we promote Durban as a world-class city, it has lately been falling apart at the seams. This is indeed very worrying. Take a look around and note the serious problems that we face. Thus, how can we be a proud city when we are dogged with issues that pile day after day? How do we welcome tourists to the kingdom? This is where we are. The beaches are closed because of an E. coli threat. Effluent is flooding into the rivers. Grime is everywhere. Crime is spiraling out of control. There are street lights that are not working on the highways and the byways, including many residential areas, for several months. Discussions at community police forum meetings bear testimony to this. Disgruntled residents' complaints bear testimony to this. One can hardly walk on the promenade without being hounded by vagrants and beggars. Vagrancy and the number of people begging on just about every street corner is beyond control and getting progressively worse. Do an acid test if you have to. How then do we showcase the city of eThekwini as a world-class tourism and sporting destination when all these factors drag us down? These issues need to be addressed urgently and remedied as fast as possible. The festive season is on our doorstep and visitors to the city is expected to increase exponentially. Do we want the competitors at this karate tournament sitting locked up in their hotel rooms, or the tourists to the city will not want to go anywhere because they fear being robbed or constantly harassed by vagrants? The answer should be no. We must ensure a safe and secure environment for everyone. It is long overdue that we step up in the cleaning of the city and all these ills. With that, we wish all competitors of the All Africa Karate Championship a tremendous time in this wonderful city. Visitors must go back home with a message that Durban is indeed a great place to live and visit. I thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Ngumalo, I'm sure you are ready now. Councillor Ngumalo?
Thank you very much, Speaker. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
No, thank you very much, Speaker. Mhlawumbe umuntu nje akaqale nje ngokuthi uyayithokozela into efana naleyo ukuthi izokwenzaka edolobheni lethu ngoba lento iyaveza ukuthi umnotho wedolobha wethu uzoqala ukuthuthuka kakhulu. Njengoba kuzobe kukhona ivakashi eqhamuka endaweni ezihlukene zihambele lo mcimbi lo. Kodwa ke futhi ke siselapho ke somlomo siyafisa ukuthola nje ingaciso kahle ngoba siyayibona indaba yevenue ka 450,000 le siyayibona transportation futhi ka 50,000 lapho besifisa ukucaciseleka khona ile mayoral reception hosting 150 ukuthi yona isho ukuthini mhlawumbe masingeke sithole incazelo kulokho ukuthi isho ukuthini siyafisa ke futhi somlomo ukuthi lokhu ke sesikunqoma futhi ngoba nje siqembu le-IFP siyayisupporta le item kodwa futhi siyafisa ukufaka nesicelo sama accreditation of this event. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councillor Mngadi, you are the last speaker.
Ngibonge somlomo. You know, Speaker, there's a perception ekhona ethi the Democratic Alliance generally doesn't support, you know, these kinds of events. But today, before I begin, I want to say that as a Democratic Alliance, we support this event. We support it for three main reasons. And I think, you know, leadership should take note of what I say, because it speaks to the ethos of how we go about hosting things as a municipality and when we participate in funding those events. The first thing we look to, Speaker, is who benefits the most from hosting of these kinds of events. And as you know, Karate South Africa, there are a lot of young people who escape the socio-economic issues that they live in the context of the highest youth unemployment in the world, and they use karate as a way to escape. And the Democratic Alliance could not, in good faith, deny these young people of an opportunity to showcase their skills on a continental level and escape, like I said, the socio-economic issues that, you know, they live in every day. The second thing, Speaker, is that, and my colleagues who spoke before me are quite right, eThekwini is not doing well in terms of basic service delivery. And we see this in the report that was tabled not too long ago in Economic Development and Planning Committee that essentially said that international tourism in the city from 2017 is down 82%, from about 340,000 international visitors. And by 2019, before COVID, there was only 58,000 coming to our city. People won't come to our city, Speaker, if the very basics aren't taken care of. If streetlights aren't working, if our roads are weeded, potholes aren't filled, there's crime and grime, and they generally feel like that. But more important, our city is known as a beach destination. And what is Durban without its beaches? So essentially, what is this city without its main attraction? And if our municipality can't maintain that, how do we then endorse bringing people here when the very basics aren't met? But that's a side issue here. Like I said, Speaker, this event fundamentally ticks the boxes of beneficiation and of the kind of events as a municipality we should be looking to attract to our city and to be hosting. There's also something regarding, you know, what the return on investment is, because at the end of the day, when we receive money from ratepayers as a municipality, we need to be able to justify expenses by saying what we invest in, and this event is an investment, has a solid return for us. And from the side of the Democratic Alliance, we think the international exposure that the city will get, even though it is falling apart in terms of basic services, is something good and positive and may in the long term, you know, benefit us by attracting tourists to come back to our city, because we do have a beautiful city, Speaker. And we just need to, in future, when we host these events, be mindful of the fact that it is not us who are paying for this, it is the ratepayer. And we need to make sure that the return on investment is one that we can fully justify. And so for this and the reasons I've mentioned, Speaker, like I said, the Democratic Alliance will support.
Thank you very much, Councillor Mungati. Councillors, is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Yeah, thank you, City Manager.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to touch the button. 3.7, feedback report on notices of motion carried by the Municipal Council. Item 3.7.1, notice of motion by Councillor V. Reddy, municipal accounts in arrears owing to the lockdown restrictions, estimated billing procedures and questionable meter readings. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much, Councillors. Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed in all the motions.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Councillors, we have come to an end of our first part of the agenda. We now yes, all of them have been supported. There were no objection. Yeah, Councillors, we have come to an end of our main agenda. We remain with the supplementary agenda. What will going to happen now? We're going to take a 30-minute break. Then after that, we'll deal with the supplementary agenda. Then we'll adjourn our meeting after. Let's break for 30 minutes. Secretariat, can you check time? What time we'll be back if we are taking 30 minutes so that we announce here? What time? 30 minutes? 10 to 3. 10 past 3. Yeah, Councillors, we are now going to adjourn for a break. Then we'll all reconvene at 10 past 3. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes.